December 2024. That's the day of the book launch. It's finally here.
It's here. Okay, what time?
Yeah, I think 3 p.m. YouTube and Facebook Live.
Okay, and then at 5 we have something else.
At 5 p.m. there's the LinkedIn audio room.
Okay. See you guys there for the book launch. Finally, guys, it's here. Yay! Are you excited?
Yes.
See you there.
Good afternoon to my superstar author friends, my superstar author family, really, right? Meet Tolu and Kingsley, the two authors of Raging Waters, the novel. Hello, my friends. How are you doing?
Hello.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
Superb. So great to have you both here. This is your show. I don't know why I'm being your host, but I might as well do it. I must make myself useful, right? In case anyone doesn't know who I am, which many people I'm sure won't. I am Eni Osang, and my company is Global.Media. So I'm the marketing guy in this equation, right? These two are the stars. So we're here to talk about your book, Raging Waters, which we're launching today. Congratulations to you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been a journey, and we're excited to be at this stage of a journey.
Superb. Of course, we're going to try and talk about the book and your experience of creating this genius, right? So we have some time ahead of us. I know Tulu's going to do a book reading as well, so read a section of the book for us. Of course, at the heart of this event, this live stream, is our plea to everyone here to go and buy the book. We need you to buy the book today at the launch price of $199. $199, right? It doesn't get any cheaper than that. It never will. Why is it important to us you buy the book at $199? So when you buy the book today, then it counts towards Tolu and Kingsley getting bestseller for the book. That's a golden badge that Amazon gives you when you sell more books in a category in a 24-hour period. Basically, you have to sell every other book in the categories that we're in, right? When we do that, you get a bestseller badge. Then we can forever call you the best-selling authors. So if we play, if our friends support us the way we hope, the way we pray, the way we plead, then you two can have an international best-selling author badge for the rest of your lives. That's my aim, right?
Yeah.
So everyone in the audience, please go and buy the book. Now, if you're on Facebook, I'm sure Tolu shared the link on the Facebook page.
On Facebook and on YouTube.
Yeah, so I'll share the link on LinkedIn. So then that way people on LinkedIn can go and buy the book. Essentially, what you have in the link is what I call an Amazon one link. So it's a link that has all the Amazon stores on there. You just click on the link, go to your local Amazon store, and buy the book. Say $1.99, £1.77 in the UK, whatever the conversion is in your currency, is what this book costs. Don't buy the book, and only buy the ebook, please. Today, only buy the ebook. Only the ebook counts towards bestseller. No, don't ask me why. That's just how the world works, right? Buy the ebook. If you enjoyed reading the ebook, then go and buy the print book. But for today, we need you to buy the ebook. That's the last I'll say before I can stop talking and pass the mic to my experts. Is simply that if you buy the book today, my friends, please DM confirmation to Tolu or Kingsley or to me.
Yeah.
Send us a confirmation, whether that's a screenshot of the ebook on your computer, screenshot of the ebook confirmation that you get from Amazon, maybe even the screenshot of the email confirming that you bought the book from Amazon. If you send that to any of us, we'll enter you into our prize draw to win $20. So one person who buys a book today is going to win $20. So we're going to pay you to buy the book. I'm going to pay you for the book instead of you buying the book from us, right? But you must send confirmation today to show that you bought the book today. Anyway, that's me doing my housekeeping stuff. So Tolu Kingsley, please talk to them.
Hi everyone. I'm just so excited to have everybody here. Thank you so much, Annie. Thank you. Going through this with my husband on this journey is so exciting. And today is finally here. Guys, we've been waiting for this day. We've been waiting and hoping and praying. And it's here. And that's just to encourage anyone who's looking forward to anything and anticipating anything, that it'll come. It will come in due time. So just be patient and just do what you need to do. And I'm so grateful to every one of you who's listening, everyone who's going to watch the replay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my husband for the amazing support. Working together with him has just been fun. And I'm going to stop talking now so I don't just chop this stage and let him do some talking too. Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much. I know that there are lots of people who are online viewing now and will view later at very short notice. We're doing it because of the relationships that we have, for which we're grateful. We don't take it for granted. It's fun to actually do a joint effort with my wife to write this book. It wasn't initially planned for publication, but the more we worked on it, the more we looked at it, we thought, this is good for people to have. And from the excerpts of the people who have read it before, it looks like we are not the only ones who share that opinion. And so we're excited to have more people giving us feedbacks on what the book is like. It's a small book, so you don't have to spend a lot of time reading it, but we think it is impactful, and we're excited to actually be doing an online launch. We're looking forward to a physical launch in a couple of weeks' time, so that all of our people can have the opportunities to support us and participate in the book. Thank you.
Excellent. Look, of course, Raging Waters is it's a fascinating book about a topic that excites me. It excites me because it has me furiously annoyed half the time, right?
Yay, Islam is here.
Yes, and it's like Tolu and I have discussed this issue with our friends for the last 5 weeks, if not longer, Tolu. And it always causes emotion. It always causes a conversation. Is what we always have about the book. Yeah, so well done you two on the topic. Well done you two, for sure. I guess let's try and share some of the story, some of the book with our friends.
Okay.
So before you do your reading, Tolu, let's do the what, why, and how part of the conversation.
Oh,
so tell us about the book. So you can say what you want to say, and then I'll pass the mic to Kingsley to say what he wants to say about what drove you to write the book and how the process was. Tell us what you're going to tell us.
Okay, I go first, or
please, the mic is yours.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So first of all, it's about, we are marriage counselors, right? We've been counseling in our ministry for over a decade. And we have interacted with couples from different backgrounds. So I must mention here that I am very grateful for the opportunity that our church, Family Worship Center in Abuja, has afforded us to be able to serve in this way. And I digress to say that when you're given an opportunity to serve, you think that it is work. And many times people just think this is work, and they think maybe even they're being used, especially if you're not getting paid. What you don't realize is how much you are giving an opportunity. You're getting an opportunity to learn. You're getting an opportunity to express yourself and to improve yourself. And so, in the course of interacting with these couples, we've had the opportunity to bless them and to help them. But we've had the opportunity to be blessed by them as well, to be blessed by their experiences, their stories, learning from interacting with them. And that has been a blessing. So, in the course of interacting with them, as well as in dealing with our own marriage as well, we've learned so many things that created these characters that you find in the book. So the book has characters that are not real. You won't go out in the street and find these people, but you will find bits of yourselves as you read the book, bits of people you know, and bits of people you will meet later in life in this book. And so I think that that is such a profound part of the book. Reading the story, listening to the story, people have had such profound experiences, and the feedback, the reviews have just been so heartwarming. It's very exciting. What is it about? So I've highlighted in rooms, and we've talked about this, a lot of it is about infidelity, but it's not only about that. It's about many other things. I think my husband will also be able to express it a bit better for me. But it's about many things. It's about family life. It's about parenting. It's about relating well. It's about help me, husband, help me.
Yeah. Well, at the risk of repeating ourselves, yes, we've been involved in marriage counseling for a while, and being involved as a couple has given us the opportunity to be able to relate with the challenges of marriage from a male perspective and from a female perspective. So if you see the book, for example, chapter 1 is looking at the challenge from a male's point of view. And then the woman is in chapter 2 who is looking at her own challenges. And while it's a work of fiction, like my wife has said, you would find it very relatable, especially if you have any experience with marriage, being married for a significant length of time. Because even though marriages and contexts are different, the challenges are similar. The challenges a man would face with the temptations of the flesh, like we say, and then challenges of parenting, second chances, how to be able to balance out your life as a man, which is actually part of what the book is about. The fact that it is never too late to do a good thing. It's from our own marriage challenges and the experiences that we have lived through with the counselees that we have counseled, that we're able to just distill these things in a way that we hope will be helpful to people who want to have a good marriage.
So thank you so much, both of you. You know, of course, like I said, now this is a big topic. You know, infidelity is a huge topic. You know, and so now we know that, you know, as marriage counselors, that's why you're breaking this topic, right? You know, I suppose I always ask myself, what would you do if someone's unfaithful to you? You know, and from knowing Tolu, I know, you know, Tolu knows that my reaction is simply, if someone cheats, then goodbye. End of conversation. Kingsley, what's your take, and what's the book telling us really about the issue of infidelity?
So I think that the point of the book is about the challenges that you would face in marriage. If challenges might be different, but if one can relate to see it from the other person's point of view, then it becomes easier to understand and easier to decide what the overall goal is. So sometimes it's better to just look at the big picture. And the big picture is, would you break up a project because of this? So the way we see marriage is that marriage is a project, is designed by God. And when he brings a man and a woman together, there's a purpose, and you don't want to take down the whole house because a part of the roof was leaking. So that's the way we see it. The way we see it is that the project doesn't come to an end because one of the partners has failed in their responsibility. And so the overall idea is that this thing, we need to help each other to live better. So if there's better communication, you will realize that rather than decide that you're going to stand and if anything happens and if this person goes wrong, when the cheating happens, that's just the end of the story. But there's something that leads to it. And you realize that for both partners, there's something that you have done. And that's what the book is saying. Um, uh, there might have been some kind of neglect, there might have been some kind of taking someone for granted, and all of that that leads to the distractions that come before the final act. And so you can actually prevent that by just paying attention to some of the things that matter in marriage: communication, uh, care, and all of that. And if in the event that it happens and you're beginning to look at it, it gives you a second chance to do a better job at the marriage. Because if you divorce the person and marry somebody else, they'll face the same temptations, and they could still have the problem. So it's the same choices that you're having to make. We are humans.
Any,
I
I'd
can
like
hear
to add. I'd like to add
Please carry
that
on.
any likes to listen to look at this story. We've bantered over this severally. Okay? Any likes to look at it from the perspective of the person who has been cheated on. Any, what if it was you?
And as Kingsley said, it's end of story. It is that. Okay, now, only because you beat me up over the last few weeks, Tolu. I know. Yeah, okay. Now, as Kingsley says, don't end the project because something's gone wrong. But this is a fundamental breach. I might end the project. How do you get back on track? How do you get back to the safety, the psychological safety you had before this infidelity, the trust, the love, the knowing that your life is with this person? They cheat on you. How do you get back to that place of happiness? That's what I struggle with.
So there are different ways of looking at it. Sometimes you can look at it from a vaunted position of, oh, I'm righteous, and this other person is so evil that they cheated. Meanwhile, if you look back, you realize that there are many parts of a marriage where you might have actually failed the person as well. Now, let's assume, for example, that one person has not been involved in cheating and the other person has cheated on them. There are two. I always say that there are two types of those things. There are people who have made a mistake, and there are people who are serial cheaters. I mean, they are unrepentant and all of that. And those are not the people I'm talking about. This book is talking about somebody who is trying to do right and was not able to cope, and something has happened. That is somebody who is salvageable, and it's better for the spouse to not look at them as, oh, I'm more righteous than you, but to look at it and say, how could I have helped this person better? Was there something wrong with the marriage? What was going on? Was there something I could have done differently? Because sometimes we actually need help. If you look at the book, you realize that the final part of the cheating didn't happen because the wife was quite proactive and she decided to engage in it and help. Now, with respect to your question, how could things happen differently? We've engaged different couples, and we've seen couples who have actually scattered the marriage. I mean, when I'm talking of scattered, I'm not talking of just walked away, just make sure everything just died because they were cheated upon. And we've seen people who have rebuilt trust. have rebuilt a marriage, and sometimes marriage even became better and stronger. It's a mindset thing. It's a thing of it being an opportunity for rebuilding and for working hard at it. Sometimes intimacy is gone, has been gone for years actually. Cheating was just the last part. Sometimes they just took each other for granted. Sometimes they just neglected each other's needs, and it became that, well, you could do it somewhere else. And that was reflected in this book. You could see that they had actually been taking each other for granted for years in different ways. This person didn't really relate to this person's needs, and Chike didn't
Don't
relate
give
to
away
this.
too much.
Yeah.
Don't give away too much.
So sometimes that's it. When the final event happens and a couple actually wants to do an X-ray on their marriage, they can look at it and say, we can do this thing better. We've not done it well enough. We can do it better. And for those people who have been humble enough to do that, they've actually had a second chance. Second chance at love, second chance at marriage that works.
Might I add, please, that it's
Please.
not so much going back to where they started. Sometimes it's going forward to a whole new place. Because going back would mean forgetting or ignoring or undoing what has happened. Many times that can't happen. So you end up going to a place that is better, that is different, and that is more mature and more accepting of each other, because now you understand better. It's not the blind trust that you had before. It's something even healthier and saner and safer. Yeah.
And with respect to going back, do realize that marriage is dynamic, and sometimes we get stuck. Say, for example, a couple gets married when they're young. The man comes home at 4 p.m. every evening, and all of that. When they start, the woman is able to give him attention. They have sex like every other day or every day, and then the children come. He gets promoted. The businesses come, and things like that. Now, that marriage has changed. It's not possible to go back to where you were. It's to now adjust to this new reality, which is what a lot of couples struggle with. Because sometimes the expectations remain the same. Expecting to be treated the way you were when everything was fine, and you're disappointed when you're not. And sometimes it's that healthy adjustment to the changing dynamics of the marriage that makes it possible to avoid this kind of things. Because if you get stuck in one place, and the marriage will have problems. And when the marriage has problems, the solution is not to go back to where you started from. The solution is to say, we have had these changes, how do we adjust to them?
It's beginning to make sense to me. I guess, I'm sure like many people, once you hear the topic, we'll get stuck in the emotion of the moment, right?
Yeah.
So now, just as you two explained just now, I suddenly saw it's a book that has to have an ending. And the ending sounds like things improved for this couple.
Yeah,
despite the and whatever else went on in the background, right? Okay, I get it. Okay, I'm half sold. I didn't say I was gonna be like that in my life. I'm just saying I get it, right? It's a
Okay, we're making progress, Eddie.
It's taking me this long to come to that realization, right? Let's thank Esther Comfort. Esther Comfort, you're amazing. Thank you for buying the book. Please send Tolu, send Kingsley a DM. And because I know you're on LinkedIn, so send me a DM with your confirmation that we'll put you in the prize draw to win this $20 that we're giving away to someone who sends us a receipt for buying the book today. Thank you so much. Right, Tolu. I suppose here's the thing that everyone's been dying for all these weeks and months. How does the book go? So here's a chance to give us a reading. Read a part for us so we actually understand what this book sounds like and reads like.
I have the book here.
Please wave it around. Show us the picture. Show us We want to see. Yeah, look at it.
Look, this is the book.
I'm a
Okay,
publisher.
let's change the bit.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm going to start at the beginning. This is your introduction to the book. Are you ready?
We're ready for sure.
I'm not. I need my glasses. Okay. The beginning. Chike watched as she swung her hips rather provocatively as she walked out of his office. He knew he should do something about her. Maybe just send her to the Abuja office. Unfortunately, she had been the most efficient assistant he had ever had, and the project he was handling was at a critical stage. He would never admit to anyone that the fact that she found him sexually attractive secretly excited him. That she was willing to do anything if he pushed it also tickled his ego, even though he knew how dangerous the situation was. He knew he should never have crossed the line. Just a few weeks ago, she had been all very professional and respectful. He was a demanding boss and did not suffer fools lightly. Even though she had come highly recommended, she had been a bit nervous around him as he had a reputation. But in a moment of weakness, while he was distracted, he had browsed through her Facebook profile and saw that saw the rather provocative picture she used as her DP, her display picture, on WhatsApp, and made a rather unprofessional comment on that post. From that single comment, they had carried on many long conversations night after night that had become more and more steamy. He was excited by her wild and free spirit, and she was quite intoxicating. While they struggled to maintain an appearance of the same professional relationship in the office, he knew things had changed. She was a bit freer, let her hair down more often. Her makeup and dressing were a bit more daring, and she came into the office a bit more often and walked out with a more significant swing of her generous hips. Or maybe she was right. Maybe he just noticed her more. You want more? The question, of course.
There was up more in that, but how much are you gonna read? That's the question, right?
Okay.
People don't do it. Damn, why
I'll do it. What?
They're setting this scene for their own demise, but then their salvation.
Yeah.
No, excellent. Look, I suppose thank you so much, Tolu. So that gives us a very good idea how the book sort of flows, right?
Right.
Now, I've got my copy, by the way. I just have to spend time reading it. I said I do what I do. I'm kind of hardworking about it. But here we go. So Kingsley, what's the process of writing a book like? I mean, I've never known a husband and wife write a book, but maybe I'm young, so I'm stupid as well, right? So how do you two write a book together? Is it one person writes a chapter, the other one? Tell us how the process actually went.
So interestingly, for those who have followed me on Facebook for a while, they would know that we initially I put parts of the book on Facebook when it was being written. So with every chapter, there was discussion. I remember the first time Tolu saw it. She was like, "What's this thing you're writing?" I told her my idea about it, and of course, it's a topic that will always generate conversation. We had conversations around it, and I got very positive response from the parts that I put on Facebook. Initially, the title was actually Chicky and the River, which, as you know, is an old book that we read in childhood. Uh, and so we had discussions, think about it, and then we have the next chapter ready. And it took a few weeks to have it out, and we just left it there for a while. And then one day she was like, "Why why don't we just do something about this book?" And she was the one that did a lot of the background work, um, uh, getting it ready, getting it together, and all of that. Um, I mean, left to me, it will still probably be just languishing somewhere on Facebook. So we did some editing, added a bit of parts to it, and then we had to change the title. Of course, we couldn't still call it Chicken and the River, and we felt this title was more appropriate because um, of the denouement of a book. The final part of the book is actually like a highlight where Chike's dad was now being a parent to Chike, a father that he was not when Chike was growing up. And the 2 hour conversation that they had at the end, it was almost as if Chike got more um, fatherly um, wisdom from his dad than he had ever gotten in his life. And in that, it's actually where the message was supposed to lie, the main message. But then, of course, there was quite a bit even before then. And he likened infidelity to a raging river, flowing river, not just a still water. When you dip in, like you said, where you enter is not where you will come out. So it looks like it does look tempting. It looks like it's innocent, but when you enter, then you won't come out the same because everything around you is going to feel and experience a part of it. And um, so we changed the name to Raging Waters, which we thought was more appropriate. And it retains some mystique. In other words, you have to read the book to even understand what the Raging Water is about. We kind of liked that. Um, so that's it. Interestingly, because the story is so short and so intriguing, there have been lots of requests for a sequel, which is something that we're. Yeah.
So please add to it if you want to know. What do you want to add to King's points? It's great to have an idea of how this came along, right? So
Yeah, so everything he said, I just wanted to point out the parenting part, right? That many times parents think their job is to raise someone to an adult. When you get to adulthood, job is over, go off and do your own thing. I'm done. And the work of a parent never really ends. You don't really, you never really stop being a parent. It just changes over the years. Your children would need you less in one way and more in another. And being able to be vulnerable and to be open with your children, I think, is a very important aspect of the book because it helps them to understand where you are coming from, what errors you made. We think that somehow parenting means you have to be perfect. You have to just show only your good sides and never show the other sides of your experience. But what it does for a child, and especially an adult child, is it helps them to really see you, not as this mysterious creature that they are disconnected from, but as someone real, someone they can relate to, and someone that they can understand and hopefully learn from. And so I think that's something you'd also get in the book. It's an amazing book. I mean, even if even if I do say so myself,
yourself, yes, it is an amazing book. Of course, it is. And I think Jay says it is awesome and timely. So I agree with that. Now, let me welcome many of our friends who are here. So, Joy, I see you. Dr. Lulu. Now, she's a legend, a good friend of mine who's don't know who she is. Then you have to get to meet her on LinkedIn. She has asked a question, which I'll come back to you to answer, please, which is why Chike and the river. So I'll come back to you in a second. So Saumya, welcome. Aminat, I see you too. So Esther Comfort's bought the book already. That's truly amazing. So my brother Zion. There's many more people here. What Joy, Joyce, I see you too. Sarah, a good friend of mine on LinkedIn. There's Sam, the architect, so I was on LinkedIn as well. So Linda, I see you. Dr. Islam, William, our new 7-time international bestselling author yesterday. Now that's amazing for his book, No Human is Useless, as well. So I guess so. So the question, my friends, is to you. Why Chike and the river?
Okay, I guess you have to read the book to get that picture. So, like I was trying to explain earlier, the main character in the book, his name is Chike, and the river is talking about the father's analogy of infidelity being a fast-flowing river. So the father had experiences with infidelity, and this was his experience. It's not a swimming pool that you skinny dip in and come out. It's a fast-flowing river that if you enter and you survive it, the minimum is that where you get out is not where you got it. And so he was just trying to warn Chike, because Chike was planning to proceed to consummate or to do what he had planned or what he had started doing in his heart already. It was a timely intervention that was quite good for them. So that's why the book was Chike and the River. That was the initial title.
Yeah, again, I guess I'm fascinated. If I try to write a book with my wife, I don't know where we might end up. As much as we love each other, we'll be together for years.
You could write a book about the medical secrets of bees or something like that. That is just safe.
She's a nurse, so we could write that. We're really right? You don't joke whatsoever. You don't joke at all. Yeah, we could. Look, I said, Dr. Lisa, welcome as Lisa Fevik, our menopause dietitian. There's Dr. Amaka here as well. Lewis, I'm sure that's you from the Netherlands. I said, Alan, missing Abby Tegika. Hopefully I pronounced your name anywhere near close, right? Look, my friends, don't forget the link to buy the book is in the comments. If you want the link if you want to send you the link, put into your DM, into your inbox, then do message one of us. Send me a message on LinkedIn. I'll definitely send the link to you. We'd love you to buy the book today, because today is the launch date, and every purchase that you make today counts towards the bestseller that Tolu and Kingsley are working towards. As you can hear, it's an amazing book, right? And there's lessons for us to learn. And I said our view of relationships, one chance or otherwise, it's all blown, everything's ended. It doesn't work, right? It's not the way forward. So Titilaya, I see you as well. So welcome everyone. So if you want a link, DM us, and if you do buy the book, like Esther Comfort, send one of us confirmation, so we can add you to the prize draw to win $20 for buying the book. That's me doing the housekeeping stuff. Excellent. Right, so Tolu, see how fast an hour goes on live stream.
Yeah. I mean, not surprising.
Yeah, no. So I guess there's a chance to tell our friends that we have got a LinkedIn audio event in a couple of hours at 5 o'clock WAT, whereas in the UK it's 4 p.m. Do join us for that. Hopefully, that's where you actually get to meet Kingsley and Tolu. Kingsley, you're coming to the audio, right?
Yeah, I've been co-opted.
I know you're excited. I know you're excited, Kings. I know you want to talk to LinkedIn people, right? You want to experience the joy of being amongst 40, 50 people talking about your book with you. So then you say, now join the LinkedIn Live, because there you can talk to our amazing authors and you can ask them questions as you wish. And of course you can connect with them as well. So Tolu, what do you want to add to what we know already? What do our friends need to know about the book? Or maybe it's about you. Maybe I know you got many other books. So I'm saying, tell people who don't know.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I'll start again with my name. My name is Tolu Ekwe. I'm honored to be the wife of this amazing man, Kingsley Ekwe, and we have three children, and I love family. I think family is an amazing gift. Okay, and it was in the course of being a mother that I not discovered really, but that I started to express the writing gift that I had and started writing down stories. So I started telling my children stories as a mom, using stories to teach them concepts, because I really thought, how do you explain to a 2-year-old, to a 3-year-old that they should be thankful, for example, or that they should be more friendly, or they shouldn't lie, or things like that. So I'd use stories, and it was very interesting how much they would engage. In fact, their dad also used to use stories. So there's something he calls daddy time, and he would do daddy time with them, and he would use stories. And 2 months, 3 months down the line, he's forgotten what story he used or forgotten what topic he was talking about. Or I've forgotten, I'm giving them a bath and I'm telling a story. You've completely forgotten, but guess what? They don't forget. They don't forget, and they also remember the concept. Even though you used the story, they remember what it was about and they get it. And I thought, wow, if my kids could get it, who knows who else would get it too. So I started putting those stories down, and those stories have become books, and those books are on Amazon as well. So I have a dozen children's books. I have one coloring book, which is still a book, right? And then this year, I got to be part of a project. It's called Lessons We Learned from COVID-19, an amazing project with 10 authors from all over the world. Lessons We Learned from COVID-19 is also on Amazon. And yeah, so I write, and it's one of the things I do. Yeah, thank you so much.
So I'm just sharing a link with many of our friends who've asked on LinkedIn for the link to buy the book.
Okay.
There's always difficulty in buying a book from different parts of the world. Persevere. So send me a message, and we'll try and work out what the issue is, right? Dr. Lulu, I just sent you a link. I just sent you what I call a one link, because it has all the Amazon stores on there. And click on the link and then choose your store. That's how it tends to work. If you need the .com link specifically, I can send that to you. If you need the .co.uk link, I can send that to you as well. There are a few other Amazons, Germany and Denmark and blah blah blah, right? So if you need those, just let me know and I'll send you the link that you actually do need. But the one link normally has all those underneath it. That's why we tend to send the one link so that you can choose your local store. So, Kingsley, whilst your wife is writing all these books, also all 12 of them, how do you spend your time, my friend?
I guess I'm what you would call an unserious writer. I just write. I write for the fun of it. I love stories as well, but I haven't harnessed it enough. I happen to be an orthopedic surgeon, which is quite busy. Makes my life quite busy as well. I have a few books that I started writing. I have not completed. I'm hoping that I'll do something about them this year, so that I can do something else apart from what we have done already. Yeah, so I'm happy for her to be writing. she has the flair of writing, reading, and public speaking, and all of that. I'm sure you can tell that I don't have the same gifts, but it's something that I think that I probably will develop going forward as my medical career comes slowing down. Hopefully, in the next few years, I'll probably have more time to put some of my ideas to paper.
No, I mean, it sounds to me like you have many books written, at least in your head, right? With
He has,
Kingsley,
he has,
I actually
he
have
has
half written books on my laptop that I haven't.
the book that's not published, Kingsley, is no good to anyone.
Yeah,
Finish
I
the
know.
book. Let's publish a book. Let's,
I'm
anyway.
aware.
You have a wife who can publish books as well, but let's talk. Now, I'll get them out of you, but you must finish them.
I
One
will.
way or another, we need more books from you for sure, right? Dr. Islam, you say you found a book. You say you found a book on Amazon. Why you didn't find Tolu and I's Lessons We Learned from COVID-19 book? Let's talk. Dr. Islam and I are working on a book of our own. So we're working on a price strategies book for small businesses. So let's talk for sure. And there's another comment. So Joyce, again, another Joyce. Well, thank you so much. Thank you all of you who spent your time with us. And we're not going yet. So I've got to go another 5 minutes. So my friends, if you have any questions for these two amazing authors, then please ask your questions in the comments right about now. Of course, you're welcome to join us on LinkedIn audio later on, and where you actually get to meet them and talk to them in person. But on the live stream, all you can do is type your questions, right? So I have a question for you, my friends.
Yes.
What was the hardest part of writing this book? I'm forever hoping that you will always agree. Otherwise, I don't want to start domestic arguments, right? So
No.
you agree,
What's the
I don't think there was any arguments, but
maybe the hardest part would be the actual getting it out, or making the decision to get it out. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the process of getting it out was probably the hardest part, because the ideas flowed easily when we trying to get it written in a way that people will be interested to read it. It's not. I mean, between the two of us, I think we're able to do that without too much of an effort. But getting it out was difficult for me. I don't have any experience with this thing, so you can imagine how I needed a lot of help. I saw a comment in the comment section. I was just laughing. Say the woman did most of the work as always.
So dodge your business when we talk relationships, because men will get beaten up, and we just say we're sorry for being men.
That's the reason why we get married, so that somebody can help us do a lot of the work.
Right. That's why we are helpers. That's our work, to help. So I'm happy to help. I don't agree though that the women always do most of the work. We just do different work, I think.
I agree. I don't want to get myself in trouble, so I'll keep quiet. I'll let you.
But honestly, if not for her efforts, it would probably still be in my laptop, like the others.
No, I'll push some more now. Now that we've got.
Yes. So do that now. Let's get at least two more finished, right? Of his genius work that's on his laptop doing nothing that no one's ever going to read on his laptop, right? So get at least one of those done, for sure. Look, I suppose here's a question from me to you again. What's coming next? in terms of your books, in terms of your work impacting people? Take it away wherever you want.
Well, for me, I've actually given a serious consideration to um, another perspective from this story. Maybe not focusing on infidelity, focusing on more on the dangers um, of parenting failures. You could see if you read the story that some of what happened were from the effects of the parenting that had not happened, that were supposed to happen. Nora's story, parts of Chike's lifestyle, and all of that. And it's something that will be expanded on. I hadn't thought about it before. I totally didn't think about it as well. But as people read and then they give us feedback, we're thinking, yeah, something could come out from that. Like maybe not necessarily a sequel, maybe more like a different aspect of it. But like I said, I have half-written books. Um, I have this. So my life as a doctor, I've had lots of stories. You'll be amazed the kind of stories you meet up in the emergency department or different things. And I've had this dream of writing uh, a series of medically related stories. So short stories that's
Let's
actually
do
bring.
it. Let's do it, Kingsley. Let's do it.
So I'm thinking about that, and I think that's something that is workable. I've also been fascinated about sickle cell disease, which is quite common here. And there's a story that I started writing about that already, which is not finished. Yeah, so I have projects that I think I can do more of 2025.
Yeah.
Lou, please. First things first, Tolu. Stop him writing any new stories until at least one of the other ones is finished. Right?
Okay.
They can write the next one. Don't start another one. Don't start another one until that one's finished. Until we publish it. Go on, Tolu. What's your plans going forward?
Yeah, so still around this one. So we've had a number of rooms, Annie, we've had a number of discussions around this topic that have led me to realize that a book may probably come out, a more serious book now, not more serious, if I say more serious, I mean like a nonfiction around the matters of infidelity that came up, in the course of those discussions. So there's that. There's something about, I'm a pharmacist by training, and there's something I started which I want to complete, a story on substance abuse. And that, again, for young people, just something to help them understand what it is. Also, yeah, so I think I'll stop there. So those two are at the core, but there are other things too. That's
excellent. It's great to know that you two are going to carry on writing.
Yeah.
I guess I'm sure many of us are wondering, are you going to write more husband and wife books? But let's ignore that for a second, right? It's more. I think Tracy has an important point. Of course, she said it's amazing.
Yeah.
So would you think about doing audiobooks or audiobooks of your book, Tolu, or an audio book of this book? People like to listen, right?
Right. So interestingly, I created audiobooks for the children's books when I first started. The challenge has been, and maybe now I should explore it again now that time has passed. But at the time, getting the books on like Audible at that time it wasn't easy to do from my location. So I don't know what is obtainable now, but
we can fix that very easily, Tolu.
Okay.
If you, I suppose, as Tracy is saying, if you two are willing to read the book, and people will enjoy it more in your voice, right? And getting books onto Audible it's doable. Of course, it is. It's a process.
That's good. That's good.
I think, within our circles, we have people who have the skills. There's Cyrus who does the sound part, who will clean up anything and make sure it sounds and it's in the right
Mhm.
So she's an award-winning public speaker. So I guess this will just be right up her street.
Mm. Yeah, thank you so much. I said that I love live streams because our time really is almost fixed. But now we're 1 minute over. So I'll
Wow.
let you tell our friends what you want to tell them. What do you want to leave them with as our last message today? So you can have one each. How's that?
Okay. You want to go first?
Well, apart from asking them to buy the book, like you've said, I think that for us, one of the things that will really make us happy is if the book is not just read as entertainment, but as something. Because, like I said, this is something that we can relate to. If you're married for any reasonable length of time, you see that couples have these issues that they struggle with. But if the book opens your eyes in any way to prevent this issue or deal with it if it happens, or kind of manage it better, that would actually really bless us. We will think that the purpose for writing the book has been achieved.
Yeah. I think for me, what I'd like to say is being on social media, you realize that a lot of people are very angry. A lot of people are hurting from matters even around infidelity and family life just gone wrong. Say get help, because it's not, you can't run away from it. You can't ignore it. You can't just avoid people and hope for the best. The pain goes, it stays with you. And many people are hurting really badly. So if you need help, please reach out, seek help, get help, because we're not meant to live life bitter and angry and hating. There's too much sweetness to be had if you would let God help you. Yeah. So that's what I'll say.
I totally agree. Well, listen, let Tolu and Kingsley help you with a marriage counseling service. If you're afflicted, don't be afflicted. Don't succumb to temptation. Don't be doing that, my friends. Look, thank you so much, both of you. I think this is an amazing book. It's a book that we'll need to read. And I would say no one should be cheating, but people do, right? And I think your message that we must find a way to make life better afterwards by fixing the issues that led to infidelity in the first place. It's an important message. That's how life really works. Not my way of thinking. Someone cheats, get rid of them. Now, don't fix it, right? And you might find a happier place to be. I get it. I understand it now. No, look, thank you so much, both of you, my friends. If you're joining us from YouTube, my channel or Kingsley and Tolu's channel, please like the video and comment. Of course, subscribe to our channels as well. YouTube is the next frontier in case people don't realize, because the fact that YouTube pays you when you meet the monetization criteria, that's all I want. Only one person I know has that. Dr. Osana has that. Would actually pay every month just for being a maths genius and for doing maths videos for kids. I want to be that person for marketing. So like my channel, like Tolu's channel, like Kingsley's channel, and comment on today's video. Just it'll help us all out, right? So my LinkedIn friends, hopefully we will see you in our audio room, which starts in an hour. If you haven't bought the book yet, please go and buy the book. So the link is in the comment. I'll give you about 30 more seconds to find the link. And if you buy the book, just send us that confirmation, whether that's a screenshot to me, to Kingsley, or to Tolu, to say you bought the book, not show us you bought the book today. And then we're going to add you to our prize draw to win $20 that someone's going to win.
Yay.
Thank you so much, everyone. So Kingsley and Tolu, I haven't got an outro music. There's an outro screen thing I can do, but I haven't got an outro music sort of for you yet. In case people don't know, LinkedIn audio is changing, so we might have to do more live streams. So we'll sort out music and how we do these things. Now, until then, my friends, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. Let's see you on LinkedIn. Tolu, please wish our friends
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for making the time to join us. It's just such a blessing to have you guys in our corner. We really appreciate you. Wow, somebody just bought Dr. Lulu. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. You could be anywhere else, but you're here. We really appreciate you. We thank you so much for your support and your encouragement. See you again at 5. If you can join us on LinkedIn. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Dr. Lulu, you're a legend. Sorry, Kingsley. Sorry. I was too excited to thank Dr. Lulu. Go, Kingsley.
Thank you, everyone. So many people have joined, taking time off their busy schedules, but I want to just especially thank Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Okole Dube, who are mentors in marriage counseling. So appreciative to see their comments and that they've joined. Thank you to every other person. Too many people to call out, but we are really grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So bye. So I'm going to end the stream in 3, in 2, in 1. Bye, everyone.